What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Let's All Geek Out Over Manga. We're your host, Julian.
I'm Kyle.
And today we're talking Dragon Ball Super Chapter 68. I know we were going to have a video before this, but we kind of got a little off track. So here we are, back to talk about Dragon Ball again.
That's right.
Yep. So, like always, we'll do a quick chapter recap, and then we'll talk our thoughts on it. So, the end of last chapter, we kind of got introduced to a new character named Granola. And we didn't really learn much about him aside from his cool little escapade into taking OG-73 from the ship he was on. So this chapter starts out with a cool little nightmare of his planet being destroyed by Saiyans, coincidentally.
Great ape Saiyans, too.
It's great really ape cool. Saiyans. Yeah, it was way awesome. And I guess his race is called the Cerealians. Good old Dragon Ball sticking with food.
The cereals.
Yeah. So he has a flashback of all his people destroyed and his planet being destroyed, and then we get a flash of a great ape that looks a lot like Bardock with the scar on the face. I don't know if you noticed that.
Ooh, actually, I did notice that. That's juicy. That's juicy.
Yeah, there it is. A little bit of tea for you.
I like that.
and then he wakes up, and then if we flash over to the Oracle Fish and Goku and Vegeta back on Beerus's planet, and the Oracle Fish is having trouble sleeping, and Whis mentions that it's usually an omen of something bad to come if he's having issues sleeping. So there's a little bit of jokes about that. Goku says, typical Goku fashion, I hope it's somebody strong, and then Beerus is get a little mad about it because of the end of the last arc. He ended up having to be a horse for Zeno.
Yeah. Well, everybody's kind of iffed about it too. Like even Vegeta's like, haven't you learned your lesson? Like, come on, man.
Just stop wishing for this.
Yeah.
And then we get some cool shots of Goku in the mastered UI form, sparring against Whis. And what's cool is we learn in this chapter that even though he's doing the Ultra Instinct, it's still bottom of the barrel Ultra Instinct. It's not like the God, angel level Ultra Instinct. So I feel like that's an interesting path we're going to go down. At the same time that he's training, we learn from Beerus that Ultra Instinct isn't the only power that the gods have, and it kind of hints at him going to show Vegeta a new ability. So it kind of sets a split path for Goku and Vegeta to kind of follow on their own. So after that, we go over to Granola dropping off OG-73 with the space pirates. I'm assuming they're space pirates. He doesn't really get into touch base with what they are, but the space pirate Elec, and during that he finds out that Frieza's alive, and it kind of triggers his PTSD because the rumor in the universe has always been that Frieza was dead.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden,
it wasn't a rumor; it was true.
Yeah, and he's back he's back and doing his old tricks, and nobody knows how because nobody knows about the fucking Dragon Balls.
At this point, you think everybody would know about it, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. You think the stories of a planet appearing and disappearing and appearing and disappearing would take off, but I guess not.
Universe is a big place.
So yeah, he really wants to express his desire to take Frieza out and revenge for his planet being destroyed. So as he storms off to just kind of float off in space and cool down about it a little bit, we kind of get a little insight from Elec about trying to plot Frieza and Granola to fight each other, and hopefully Frieza to take Granola out because he's getting too powerful. So it's a nice little foreshadowing there of what potentially may come with the conflict between them. And then to end the chapter, we get this cool little Mandalorian-esque conflict where he's just cruising through space and hanging out, and then all of a sudden he's gonna get robbed, and he stops on a little small planet. Has a cool little showdown where he's doing his sniper moves, which I guess the aliens have special eyes where they're adept at sniping. Has a cool little sequence where he takes out a couple guys, and then he's off on his way into the distance. So that's pretty much the whole chapter. So Kyle, what do you think of the chapter as a whole?
I really liked it. The two things I liked the most about it were first off, I liked how they started to how they're sort of fleshing out the universe a bit more. Kind of like, especially with the whole, kind of, space, galactic theme and everything, where you have like these space pirates, space bounty hunters and stuff like that, doing these odd jobs and stuff for money. I want to feel more of the universe than just kind of what happens on Earth and stuff,
Yeah, no,
or
definitely.
happens in like multiple dimensions and stuff like that. And kind of we touched on last time talking about kind of a departure from focusing heavily on kind of like this mystic gods and angels and stuff like that. And now we're kind of back into this greater universe as a whole. So I really like that a lot. Other thing I like too is kind of learning a little bit more about Ultra Instinct and stuff. I mean, beforehand we just kind of thought like, oh, that's the end all be all. Like Goku's Ultra Instinct now. Like, what's next? It's like, well, yeah, he's there, but now he's just at a new tier, but he's at the low end of that tier, and so that's really cool. Yeah. And then also, Beerus, kind of alluding to like, yeah, it's not the only way to ascend to like god level status of power and stuff. There's other ways instead of being all calm and tranquil and stuff. And so I like that because I think that's very fitting to Vegeta's kind of character being a bit more aggressive.
Oh yeah.
And then also too, just that was theories that people have had for the longest time, right? It's like, all right, cool. If there's like Ultra Instinct for defense, there's got to be one for like offense, and or something. Back when the Tournament of Power stuff was going on.
Yep.
In the anime, I remember hearing a lot about that, and so it's cool. I mean, and I think that's fitting. It makes me wonder, like, is that gonna revitalize the feud between Vegeta and Goku a little bit? The super competitive nature that they have, with each other, specifically Vegeta with Goku.
Yeah.
So yeah, no,
more of a one-sided.
Yeah, it is. I mean, like, but I've always admired that about Vegeta too and stuff, because he has to work a lot harder than Goku. Not to say that Goku doesn't work hard, but Vegeta is better. But anyways, but no, I like where they're going with the story, and I'm really interested to see more. And it's not, I mean, it still feels kind of familiar, right? Not in a bad way, but it's just like, oh, cool, okay, I like where they're going with this. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I
agree. I liked it, man. I liked it a lot. I liked it going back to the basics of the Saiyans, right before the planet was wiped out, because you can tell based on his like PTSD he has about his planet being wiped out, the mentions of Frieza, and I'm 99% sure that was Bardock, peeking through the building.
I hope it is. That sounds way cool, because then what if he like sees Goku and he's like, what the
yeah, you're back, motherfucker.
Yeah.
But so that kind of stuff is real cool because it's bringing it back to stuff that we haven't even explored, in a long time. Like even through Z, there was situations where it's like, we'd mentioned the Saiyans and, oh yeah, there were shitty people and they were always conquering planets and stuff like that. But that's kind of as far as it went. Like there was no real exploration of what they did, more or less repercussions for it down the line, right? And so it's definitely interesting to see that and see how that's going to play out. And I just like that it's going so cosmic and staying within its own universe. Like it's not it's cool, the whole multi-universe thing and all that. Like we've done three arcs on it now. So it's cool that all this stuff is happening in their own, and it was a straight continuation from Moro. It wasn't like Moro happened and then there's like a month and all of a sudden, oh shit, something else happened. It's no, there's repercussions from the end of
5 years later.
Yeah, exactly. So it's definitely neat. I like that a lot, and I just like the style and design of like Granola as a whole. Like it's just a neat looking character, right? Yeah. So they're definitely off to, I would say, a good start. And I didn't mention it in the recap, but there is a slight mention from the Oracle Fish, like right when the chapter ends, is saying like there's a new strongest warrior rising up in the universe. So whether that's going to be Granola, like with some kind of awakening, or if it's going to be somebody else, or they could bring fucking Brawly back. Who knows?
Yeah, they definitely
Brawly is out there.
Yeah, they allude to it being Granola just because of like the sequence, what happens up right before the Oracle Fish says like, oh yeah, new strongest person in the universe. Specifically Universe 7, I think is what he says or something. But like at the same time, like it could be anybody. That could just be kind of like like a red herring a little bit. Like, oh, you think it's Granola, but it's Vegeta now because he's gonna go hang out with Beerus and learn some cool tricks. Or maybe Goku's gonna bump up but at the same time, like who is considered the strongest in the universe right now anyways? Is it Goku?
Yeah.
Because technically Whis is there, and he's a lot more powerful
Yeah.
than Goku and stuff. So like, who is technically the most powerful person in the universe? So that's interesting too. I mean,
Yeah.
I think Dragon Ball's always kind of kept things sort of mysterious in that, and kind of kept it in like the fans' court to decide who's the strongest and stuff. Because you can argue for days who is stronger, right, based off of whatever I mean,
Yeah, whatever scaling.
Yeah, Dragon Ball fanboys they love to do that. So, but no, I like that. I'm like, ooh, mysteries. I'm into that. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
me too, man. And touching base on the Vegeta and Goku parallel again, like I enjoy what they're doing with their characters now, because it's not they're kind of straying away from it being more, oh, here's another transformation, all this stuff. Yeah, there's gonna be another transformation because that's what sells the toys, it's what sells all that stuff, right? But it's being more personality and technique focused past that they're splitting from. It's not like, oh, we're doing the same shit, right? Yeah, it's Vegeta's is obviously more offense based and more aggressive, like how his is. I'm sure he's going to learn something like that from Beerus, and Goku is completely embracing the clear headed UI-ness, and those two are parallel to Beerus and Whis, and so I'm curious as to how that's going to work in the future, because eventually either they're going to catch up to the end of Z or we're going to go past it, right? So
I feel, yeah. I mean, we can speculate all day about what direction they're going to, but I mean, at some point, like, they're starting to get. I feel like they're starting to get closer and close. I mean, obviously, they're getting closer and closer to Z, but I feel like they're starting to like actually get like within, seeing distance of the end of Z and stuff to be caught up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, but I'm into it and I love it. So
yeah, I thought overall that chapter brought up tons of new doors that I can't wait for the next chapter to explore, right? I want to see what happens with Granola and Frieza's inevitable encounter. How's Goku gonna get involved in it, right? Just there's so much to it, man, and it's fantastic. I like these last two arcs between Moro and this one so far. I just love the direction we're going as a whole. Less here's a bad guy, let's beat him up, and more suspense and mystery and world building, and yeah, it's awesome, man.
I think it's important, the world building and stuff, rather than just baddie of the arc. Like, cool, we know the Goku's gonna win, so yeah.
And there's a lot of complaints, if you watch other videos, you shouldn't be watching other videos about Dragon Ball except for ours, but there's a lot of complaints about Goku's character in Super as a whole, just being kind of like airheaded and not himself as he was in Z, but I kind of enjoy it. It kind of fits with the Ultra Instinct thing to a degree, right? Because he's just airheaded, and that requires you not to think, right?
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, even if he has some ditzy moments, he's still the same combat master that he was 2, 3, 4, 5 arcs ago. You know what I mean? It's not like he gets in a fight and yeah.
So, I mean, if there's one thing about Goku, it's that you can count on him to not ever change.
Yeah.
Unless his body's possessed by somebody else. In which case, that's not Goku anymore. So
yeah, and that was a cool breath of fresh air when Black came in like that too. So
yeah, I like that a lot. That was cool.
Yeah. So yeah, overall, yeah, I really enjoyed the chapter, and I look forward to covering the next months. You know what I mean, when it comes out. So
yep, same here.
Yeah, so with that, we'll be back hopefully sometime this month to cover Sakamoto Days like we talked about initially.
Yeah, I got to catch up a little bit. I'm a little bit behind, so.
Oh, that's getting good too, man. So
yeah, that's good. I'm excited.
Yeah, so we'll probably do a story so far video. I think that'd be the best way to enter into these new mangas and stuff. But
I think so too.
So yeah, there'll be some more content. Hey, at the very least, we'll cover Dragon Ball Super Chapter 69.
Yeah, just like Goku, you can count on us to not change that.
Exactly. So with that, we're your host, Julian.
I'm Kyle.
And we'll see you next time.